I'll just...
Didn't blow out, so that's cool.
What?
Said it didn't blow up, so that's cool. Alright, so today is 3 days after the drag strip. I've been driving the Volvo around a little bit. It's been totally fine. Today I went to Home Depot to go get some wood to build an archery target, and it started knocking real bad. I was hoping that it was something with one of the accessories, because the power steering pump has been making a little bit of noise, and the belt's all torn up and all sorts of stuff. So we took the belt off, we started it, and it's still making the noise. Insert phone video here. It sounds real bad, but it kind of sounds like it's coming from the top of the motor. So we are about to pull both the valve covers to see what's up. Sounds like it's running on all 8 cylinders, but you never really know, because these are pretty smooth motors. It's raining, it's at night, it's miserable, but we're gonna pull these valve covers real quick. Should only take a few minutes. All the tools are right here. Haha, and guess what? Guess where these were? They were in the back of the car. I've learned my lesson.
It's a very interesting sound. At first, I just thought it was rod knock.
It's kind of higher pitch than rod knock, I feel like.
I
don't really know.
Rod knock can start as like a higher pitch.
I see. I've never heard knock in person, so.
It can start as a higher pitch, but the only reason that I don't think that it's rod knock is it just very obviously sounds like it's coming from
the top.
Well, it seems to me is the passenger head.
Yeah, so we're gonna pull that one first, and then we'll pull the other one. The weird thing is that it happened after, like, three days after, yeah.
Did you drive it at all since?
I mean, we've driven it around town, like to the coffee shop a couple times, totally fine. I mean, I might be able to say that it felt a little bit less steady at idle, but I don't know. As a car guy, you kind of, anytime your car just seems even slightly different than normal, you always kind of overthink it. So I thought I was just overthinking
I think
stuff.
I think you're doing all right there. This one.
Yeah, I don't think I'm overthinking that noise. Although, here's the problem, is I drove all the way to Home Depot and back with that noise happening. At first I didn't notice it, and then I'm driving, I'm like, what the heck is that? And then I kind of figured it was just the power steering.
So did it immediately, was it that loud immediately? Or
I think it's louder.
I think
it's definitely louder, yeah.
When I was in high school and I rod knocked my Z71, I drove it for like 3 weeks.
Are you serious? And it survived?
Dead serious.
That's crazy.
I didn't have another option.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at that point the motor's gotta be replaced anyway, you know?
Yeah, so I just sent it, dude, by the end of the 3 weeks, I'd start that thing and it's just like, bang, 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 bang.
The other thing that's weird is that out of all the things that were supposed to like blow up first on this motor, spinning a bearing or dropping a valve is not on the list.
Rod knocker, drop valve, the engine has to come out anyways. What's your move?
I don't know, I can't do anything without a shop. Get a fucking shop, I guess. Not like I haven't been trying that.
So like the shop aside, would you rebuild it?
If the motor's fine, then yeah, I would love to rebuild it with rods and then gap piston rings. And that would be like 1,000 horsepower easy. All right, I need to go get one tool. I don't know, all that looks fine. This one back on.
JT said, sounds really tingy to be rod.
Yeah.
Leaning more towards valve.
Well, this is the head that I messed with. So it would make more sense if it was a valve that it would be this head.
Did you mess with the valves?
I mean, I took the entire top end, like all the valve trains apart, and then put it back together. So yes. So a little backstory here. I had purchased a set of upgraded valve springs for the Volvo to install before the drag strip, but unfortunately due to buying a cheap tool off Amazon, I couldn't actually install them. I'd taken everything apart to install them, but couldn't actually get the new valve springs in. I mean, if this is a valve, what are the chances that those upgraded valve springs I had would have prevented this from happening? Probably pretty
very high.
In which case, that little stupid eBay tool that didn't work, sorry, Amazon tool, I don't want to blame eBay. Amazon tool that didn't work could essentially cost me thousands of dollars.
Potentially. I'm laughing because this is very unfortunate. I do not find this funny at all.
Honestly, I used to get really overworked about my cars breaking. For some reason, I'm really calm right now.
Dude, I literally went into Audrey and I was like, all right, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much is Caleb actually freaking out?
Because hey, if I have to rebuild the motor, at least I know I'm gonna make 1,000 horsepower afterwards.
Yeah. Everything looks okay here too. I wonder what dropping a valve looks like.
Well, for one, there wouldn't be a valve in the middle, so are there valves in all the middle of these? All the valves are there. Let me check this other side again. All right, well, I don't think it's the top end.
I think you got you a case of rod knock, brother.
Maybe. I'd say I'm gonna drop the oil real quick and see what happens. See what it looks like. I don't know if we'll be able to see anything, but...
Do you have a drain pan?
Yeah, that's the logical next step.
Should you go ahead and put that back together, or are you just gonna leave it be?
I'll put the valve covers back on once they cool down a bit.
Isn't it crazy how like the LS is supposed to be the most reliable, but like all your other cars work fine? But granted, you did throw a lot of boost at
I've pushed it past the limit of it's supposed to be reliable.
Sure.
So if it breaks, it's not its fault. By any means, it is totally my fault. LSs are reliable. I mean, I ran it lean so many different times.
You did run it super lean.
No other engine would have survived that.
True, true.
We gotta give it credit.
Well, let's drop the oil.
Unfortunate, well, I mean, I guess it could have been more unfortunate. I mean, what if this happened at the actual track? That would have been more unfortunate. And I wonder if you know what it means. Water means.
You're tightening it.
No, I'm not.
Oh, are you pushing or pulling?
I'm pushing.
Oh, okay. I thought you were pulling.
No, I was pushing. Jesus Christ. And I wonder
if you know what it means. My back is getting soaked.
Ooh, that was pretty good.
Let's get the, never mind. You're good right there.
I mean, that looks like pretty fine oil right there. Yeah, I mean, that looks totally fine. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Might be a little glittery, but I also feel like oil can be a little glittery. I think that's somewhat of a normal thing.
I mean, because this just started happening, right?
True, yeah, so it wouldn't be much.
So the filter could have caught what there is.
Yeah, that's all the diagnosing we can really do. It probably has rod knock.
Yeah, I think next step is figuring out how to get into the filter without...
Which saws that open.
Yeah, but then you're gonna get metal flakes in it.
Oh. Let me see, that's a good point.
When you realize you're about to spend another $10K on your piece of tea.